Hi, parents. I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself, talk a little bit about the course of World Cultures, Accelerated World Cultures, and show you how to navigate my Schoology page a little bit. So, my name is Christy McCanna. I have been teaching at Lampeter Strasburg High School since 1997. And this year is looking quite a bit different than all of my previous years at the school. But the good news is we are all in the exact same boat and we are all trying to navigate it together. And I think there's been a little bit of difficulty, but for the most part, kids are figuring out the system. They are learning the importance of contacting me if they have a question and just really learning how to navigate and work through the process and the system. So if you are here, you've already logged onto my course, you know what it looks like, and I will just sort of take a few minutes to show you some of the features that I have here, just to help you become more comfortable. So at the top here, I have some links that students are able to click on very easily if they want a review of what is in the syllabus. They can click here and easily find what the course syllabus looks like. And we'll come back and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I have office hours on Wednesday from 8 to 9 and again from 2 to 3. So if they pop on and click these links, it will take them to a Google Meet where they can actually talk to me. If they don't want to talk to me, they know that Schoology Message is a great resource. Google Hangouts works. They can send me a remind text. They have lots of ways to connect with me, and I encourage them to connect with me as much as possible when they're not in the building. Attendance check is just a quick check. We are still sort of working on the attendance piece, so that could change. But for right now, I ask the students at home to check themselves in on a Google form so that I know that they are up and at 'em and working on World Cultures. So, and CNN 10 is just a fun little current event if they want some world news in 10 minutes. My course is organized in folders by unit, and right now the students can see Unit 1 and Unit 2 because we are starting Unit 2 September 8th. So they would be able to, when they log on, these would be highlighted. These would just not be there at all, and eventually they will all be opened. And when you click on the unit, I have it organized by topic, and there's a little unit summary at the top. There are the activities organized in accordance with the essential questions for the unit. When they click on a lesson plan, they will see what the plan is. Here's the attendance form just to remind them. Some days we will do screencasts, some days we'll try Nearpod, Flipgrid, trying to really use a lot of different technology tools to help facilitate their learning. We use Turnitin as an essay check just to protect against plagiarism and give us an easy way to collect work, assess work, and then return the grades as quickly as possible. And so the way they really figure out what the lesson for the day would be is to use the calendar. Every day that we have school, there will be a link on the calendar, and it will say World Cultures, and it will say the date. And students will simply click on the date. And these are for the students that are working from home. The students that are in class, I will guide them, obviously, through the lesson. Click here for today's lesson. So this was today's lesson. And again, the kids at home would do the attendance procedure. We did a review activity about ethnocentrism and did a little reading. We used a tool called Kami that is an extension that they all added, and it really is going to be a lifesaver for world cultures because I often use graphic organizers, maps. So Kami is a way for kids to annotate and take notes and color and add pictures and all of those things to documents, and then they can save it to their Google Drive. And if your child is someone who likes to have their papers printed out, they could simply then print their document out and it would become part of their notebook. But they are not required to print anything out. And you can see I have everything in the lesson plans linked so that they sort of just have to like, first, do this. Second, go here. Third, go here. And then here's just a couple of little reminders for the weekend, what's coming up next week, that sort of thing. So that is sort of the format that kids will find every day. Some of my lesson plans are one day. Some of the lesson plans need to be a little bit longer. So the Middle East is going to be a lot meatier of a unit than our Introduction to World Cultures unit has been. And so starting out with a unit summary, again, they could click on that, and then moving to the geography of the Middle East. And I have the lesson plan mostly ready to go for Tuesday. But this is a 3-day lesson plan, and there's lots of pieces to the lesson. They have call it a small test or a big quiz, and some kids will be taking part of it in class on Tuesday. The other kids will be taking part of the test in class on Thursday, and then everyone will do a short answer take-home part on Wednesday, and those links will be available to the kids closer to the actual time of their test so that they will do that. Housekeeping, again, I'm told kids, this year you probably aren't going to have a notebook full of papers, but you are going to have a Google Drive full of stuff. And so I've had them all share a World Cultures folder with me so that they can keep their work in there and I have access and can see what they're doing. But I'm trying to encourage them ways to organize that. So I told them they should probably have a 10th grade or a 9th grade folder. And then in that folder, have your World Cultures folder, have your English folder. But then even within the World Cultures folder, steal my folder idea from Schoology and have an introduction folder, have a Middle East folder. So those are things that I'm just really working to try to encourage them. And then maps, I did distribute maps for the regions just so they have a physical map. I think some things just are better the old-fashioned way. And then there is a Screencastify for them to watch when they are done with their other work. There is an assignment that they will complete with Kami that it has a map on it. It has a chart on it. And they are able to collaborate with friends, share the document, and working. So you can see my lesson plans are not quite finished for Tuesday. So that's pretty much it. I encourage kids to look at the Schoology calendar for due dates. Assignments populate in there. So as I have created assignments, they become populated with the due dates in there. And that will help them sort of keep on top of everything. As far as this class goes, we really get into a groove because the class is very repetitive in its format. So for every region, we will start out with geography and we'll do a mapping activity. We'll talk about landforms, regions, climate, all of those factors. And then we'll talk about culture. We'll talk about traditional patterns of life. We'll talk about religion. We'll talk about, norms and customs and all of those things. Then we get into history. We usually hit imperialism because all of these places have been influenced by European imperialism in one way or another. Then we will do current issues, current events, what's going on there now. Students will participate in a current events discussion in every unit where they have to find a current event, they have to write about it, they have to not only summarize it, but they also have to tell why it matters, why it's important, the who cares part of it. And then they have to engage in a little discourse with their peers by replying to their classmates online. And all of these skills that they are getting in the hybrid model, using Schoology, are all skills that are going to be critically valuable moving forward, whether they are going to college, whether they are going to the workforce. Either way, they will be tremendously helpful for students. So you are welcome to look at the course syllabus. This is the information that I have given the students. Again, grading, 80% is assessment, 20% is classwork and homework. And just, keeping track of your makeup work should actually be a cinch this year because everything is on Schoology for kids to access. And I did also make just a PDF for you, just general parent night information. If you were here, this would have been physically handed out to you. And I'm certainly not going to read it to you, but if you just want to take some time to look over it, my contact information here. Again, I really, if you want to get a hold of me, best is probably to send me an email. And even if you're in your email, you just say, could you call me when you have a minute? It just saves things from getting lost in translation if you call and leave a message with the office because they can't get a hold of me or I'm teaching. But you can see all of this information, Schoology, Remind, teacher support. I'm here for your kids. I'm here for them 5 days a week. I'm here for them whether they're in school or not. So if you could also help encourage them to contact me if they are expressing frustration at home, like, I don't understand what she wants me to do, then, say, hey, why don't you send her a Schoology message? Why don't you ask for clarification? Those are the units. And then those are just some little notes and things that I added there. So I hope this has been informative, and you are welcome to join me for a Q&A session, period 2 parents from 7 to 7:15 on September 10th, and period 3 parents from 7:15 to 7:30. And the Zoom link is in the same folder, so you can access that. Even if you just want to pop in and say hi and you don't even really have any questions, you just want to say hello, I will be here. So the more the merrier. I hope your kids are having a good year. I hope everything is going well, and I hope that we can kind of just keep on trucking the way we have been. All right. Thanks for watching and have a great day.